Well, hello, my friends, and welcome to another edition of the multi-tier tournament brought to you by CGL. My name is Bullskunk, alongside Chef Billy here, bringing you all the action, and we've got a great matchup for you tonight. This coming from the Tier 5 division, your Grandmaster division, and we've got Support Lives Matter going up against Gillettes here this evening. Billy, how are these teams looking coming into Week 3?
Well, Support Lives Matter is coming in 1-1 on the season with a 4-3 map point record. They're +1 on the map differential. They lost their first week against Galaxy Nova and in a 1-2-1 encounter. However, they came back strong the next week against Solo Blade and went 3-1, which brings them to their 1-1 record. On the other hand, Gillettes is coming in very strong, 2-0. With their first win being over Solo Blade with a 3-1 map differential. And then week 2, they clean slated Flying Gorillas. So pretty big wave of energy coming in from the side of Gillettes. We got a couple of people to look at today, and it's going to be a battle of the Reinhardts. That's what I'm hearing from both the captains of these teams. On Support Lives Matter, you're looking at Courage Prune on the Reinhardt, and then Trezinka for Gillettes. What I've heard is that Trezinka is just an absolute beast at the Reinhardt position. And on the other hand, Lebo was telling me that their entire tank line is just dominant. But he said if he had to pick one, it would definitely be the Reinhardt player of Courage Prune. So, that being said, we've got map pool here. We've got Ilios, Eichenwald, Hanamura, Rialto, and if it does come to it, Nepal. And on the band side, we've got Wrecking Ball out, which is a big stall character, as we all know. Lots of mobility coming from him. No Mercy, though. So I think that the pharmacy trip that we were on last week is finally done. Thank God. And then also you're taking out one half of the Shimada clan in Hanzo. So the one-shot dink ability is going to be gone for both sides here. So as I'm looking at it, as I said, we're looking at tank lines right now as I'm going to get us into the match. And, what I want to see from these teams is what kind of aggression are you going to come out with? Who's going to come out and punch the other in the face first? Is it going to be a controlled push? And you don't have that resability now, so you kind of have to be a little bit more leery about, are you going to go in balls to the wall and just knock them out and think, oh, yeah, I've got Mercy to res me in the back? Or are you going to be more measured in your attack and use the strategies that you're working on? So that is something that I'm looking forward to. As I'm looking at the comps come up here, I want to go in and take a peek at what they're thinking about running here. And for the side of Support Lives Matter, you've got it looks like an Orisa Roadhog.
We'll start us off on Lighthouse here, perhaps looking for some of those boops, looking to take advantage of that coastline. Look like we are indeed getting the Ryan Zarya out of Trezinka and Cosmic there on the other side for Gillette. Looks like they're bringing the Reaper May. What do you think of this DPS lineup, Billy?
Well, I think that one is meant for CC and control, and the other one's meant for quick picks and spam damage from distance. So they're both running the Lucio Moira support line, though. So I think that's a very classic pairing there, especially in the new meta, the roll-lock meta that we're dealing with. But I think that this is massive. I think the May is going to get a lot of value here, though.
It looks like she already is. There's a good May wall coming up to deny retreat. B-Wubble coming through with a good double K boop off the side. What a strong start coming through for Gillettes here on our opening map of Well here. I said Lighthouse initially. This is indeed Well. And they are going to get control percentage started as Lebo's going to throw himself down the hole. And that's a heck of a start. Trezinka already 75% to shatter.
Yeah, I mean, that's huge. And once again, bringing it out the gate, the May coming out the gate to be able to divide and conquer and deny space from the tank line of Support Lives Matter is what won them that first fight. So you've got to think, a couple of good boops from Bewubble, but man, the May is paying off huge right now.
And now Support Lives Matter trying to come back in through this small little hallway, and that's ill-advised. A massive shatter coming through, and Gillette's just cleaning up down in the alley. This is their map here so far, and looks like they have Coalescence and a couple other ultimates not coming online, not too far behind that. We are getting a bit of a change here. Looks like Support Lives Matter going over to that Reaper. What do you think they're looking to accomplish here? Just try to mirror match it up, get in that brawl. Ryan Zarya coming out as well. Yeah, they're wasting no more time getting right back into this thing. Resistant Duke trying to go around the outside, but it was met by the Reaper from the other side, forced to Wraith form out. That Coalescence is going to go ahead and come out early here for Gillettes. They're looking to put pressure right on this front choke, not give SLM any room to work here on Well. Great, coming up with a couple big picks, and they're going to maintain control here with 62% on the board and counting.
Oh boy, man, the May is absolutely just stunning right now from XQC. That is a massive wall that he put up there. The Shatter to start the engagement. I think that they have the the advantage right now as far as the coalescence of their team. They are fighting as one right now, and there's a little bit of disconnect from the side of them. Ooh, that's a 2K coming out of Gray.
Yeah, big Death Blossom comes through. The Lucio player getting a nice boop off the side, just with the exclamation point on it. And 90%. Are we going to get another fight here out of Support Lives Matter, Billy?
I mean, XQC does have the Blizzard, though, so he can actually zone them out and make them not be able to even touch the point. So you can decide. I mean, the good wall to stall him right there. Yeah, the wall stalled him rather than the Blizzard.
And a wicked fast first round coming through 100-0 for Gillettes.
I mean, as they say in New England, wicked fast. Man, that was absolutely incredible. Team cohesion coming from them. So I want to see if there's going to be a change from Support Lives Matter here. It looks like I'm going to wait till they come out. But as it stands right now, they're going to run up, got to disconnect.
Round number 2 here of Helios.
Yep, we're in the ruins. So instead of the Tracer, looks like Kamikaze is going to bring the Cowboy out, pairing with the May. So there may be a little bit more CC ability coming out from Support Lives Matters. However, nothing has changed on the side of Gillettes. I mean, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. And that was just the key to the round there. The Sport's really doing a great job. And the aggression coming from the tank line, they ran in headlong into into Support Lives Matter and just smacked them in the face.
All right, Gillette's pathing up to the far right side. They're going to drop off the little catwalk right onto the Reinhardt. He gets focused down, but they trade out. No more main tank standing on either side. Beva OW on this Zarya here, charged up, looking to make something happen. But I think both teams just kind of keeping each other at bay. SLM holding the point. Maywall coming out to kind of block the retreat of the counter May there. As we got a little bit of a brawl breaking out up here on the high ground by Mega. And it is going to be Kamikaze finding the head of Gray Ink on the Reaper. Big pick coming through. As both Reinhardts managed to come back into battle. So far, nobody has control at this point. Maywall's going up. Reinhardt's going hammer to hammer here. Charge coming through. Counter charge is there. Now we got Coalescence coming out on the side of Gillettes as they're looking to answer back. So they're looking to try to rob SLM of this objective. You can see Beva already 80 to make that grab online, ready to go, and grab's coming out immediately right on to Gillettes. 1-for-1 trade as Reinhardt's both again sent back to spawn. Gray ain't gonna answer right back though. Finds the kill onto that Zarya. Kamikaze takes him down for his trouble. 4v4 here on the objective. Both Mace under pressure, forced to ice block, and here comes the Graviton Surge from the other side. But the defensive wall, it's enough to keep the follow through from coming through. So Gillettes, they're gonna go ahead and throw a Blizzard into the mix as well and see if they can finally get control of this point.
Oh my goodness, that was back and forth from both teams, and a huge Blizzard coming out from XQC actually secures them the point after about a minute and a half fighting for this point. Both main tanks getting just knocked around, dueling grabs as well at one point. So, man, great stuff from both teams, and you know the aggression now has to come out from Gillettes going into what they see against them.
Well, it does look like we got both support ults online. Earthshatter here for Gillettes as well. As they're looking to push up aggressively. Hold here. Defensive Bay wall coming up, trying to deny that follow-up. Going to allow for them for a rotation around the other side. Oh, and then the Earthshatter coming out from Corch Prune. And that drops several members of Gillettes. But they answer back. They get the kills despite the fantastic ultimate coming through. It looks like Tredzika had used his in the process as well. And Gillettes are going to maintain control here.
Absolutely, and if you look on the side of Gillettes, they've got two big ults online. They've got the Death Blossom, and they've also got the Sound Barrier to provide any kind of damage mitigation against this Blizzard that Resistant Duke has for Support Lives Matter. You got to see it come out soon because we're at 55% counting. You've got to get this flipped soon.
Yeah, they, like you said, we'll see how they can utilize that Blizzard. They take Gray Ink out earlier. He was holding Death Blossom. That's a big, important kill to start things off. Graviton Surge coming in the middle. Moira able to fade out. But, oh, Cosmo, not so lucky. And that is going to be a nice opening advantage. Trzinka's going to drop as well. And I think SLM will finally get some control percentage here on the board for the first time in Ilios.
The Reaper has raced in, holding that Blossom. Oh, he gets melted down by an overcharged Zarya there. You didn't have much place to go, Gray. That may have been an ill-advised take onto the point there. Man, I mean, getting every point that they could get, though. I think that's what's the point of all of that.
Yeah, and he didn't use his Death Blossom. Didn't invest too much in it. Was just buying a little extra percentage. Look at these ultimates coming online, Billy. Who do you think's going to take the edge here? Looks like a Deadeye start things off from the high ground. Oh, does not find much. He was found out, and members of Gillettes are ready for it. Now, interesting pathing coming through. Gillette's looking to go around the outside. They get punished. The May gets booped off the side. Graviton Surge coming out in response, but the sound barrier is there. Lebo able to keep his team alive through the Graviton Surge, and now the pressure is on. The aggression coming through from SLM as they're just chasing down Gillettes.
Absolutely. That was a very huge sound barrier coming out of Lebo right there. He kept his team up, and it actually allowed them to aggress into Gillettes and just smack them around the point there. But you still got almost a 5-pack of alts on the side of Gillette. So this could be a very interesting, if they stack them the right way, this could be a very quick retake.
Blizzard coming out, start things off. Looks like it managed to get Kamikaze, and they are going to take him out. Coalescence coming out from both sides with the Graviton Surge there. Oh, but Grey Ink with the Death Blossom denying the follow-up onto that Graviton Surge, not allowing the members of SLM to even get close. He's going to come up with a big 2K dirt in that engagement. And with 88% and counting, Billy, can SLM even get back in touch?
Absolutely. I think they can get back in touch if they speed in with the Lucio. Resistant Duke with a couple of headshots could get that Blizzard back online and actually stall the point out enough to use it. We see that Biva has switched over to the Diva for the mobility and to get on the point.
Yeah, they went to Soldier as well, and they're able to touch, but one by one they are losing members of reinforcements here. They're losing their team as they are just falling to the wayside. And it looks like Gillette standing strong, and they are going to take a 1-0 lead here to start us off in this matchup tonight.
Yep, absolutely. And the key to this first map win for Gillette's aggression and cohesive play. Also, strict management of their ults is what got them the win here. So big moves coming from Gillette here in our one of our first T5 matches. So we will be back with you guys in just a few moments. Don't go away.
Welcome back, my friends. The console Overwatch multi-tier tournament after a lightning-fast map 1 there on Helios. Gillette's the 1-0 lead here in our Tier 5 matchup as we head into our hybrid map, which is going to be Eichenwald for this week. Billy, what do you think we're going to see here as we head to beautiful Germany?
More of the same from Gillette's as they didn't have any swaps. We've got Syrah coming in for Duke, Resistant Duke on the DPS line. So I think this is a planned move, as I did have the subs before the match. So I think that what Gillette's did so well there is the controlled aggression going into the team. They never let off the gas pedal. Even with their recontest, they're in ruins. They got as much out of it as they could. They didn't invest any ults into it, but they got up to 87% before Support Lives Matter was actually able to flip the script there on them and take the point. So I think we're going to see a lot of the same from Gillette's. On the other side, I think that they need to figure out a way to counter the mobility and the cohesiveness. I think spam damage is going to be huge here because you've got to do something to break them up. Because if you're not breaking them up, then you're just letting them play their game and they're dictating the pace of play. And right now, that's what's happening is that Gillette's is absolutely dictating the pace of play. So,
do you think Support Lives Matter needs to perhaps change up their DPS a bit as we head into map 2, not go into the mirror matchup?
I mean, the Reaper, because it's a tank buster, I think you keep him, but I think, Junkrat, Tracer, I think Pharah even, Pharah could also be a very good one here because you're out of range and they didn't show a hit scan in Gillette's repertoire there. So I think that you could bring that out. I think you could also swap up to a Diva to get a little bit more mobility, get a little bit more of altitude, get the eye level changed, go high-low on them. So I think that's what we need to see from Support Lives Matter. I think the healing core was fine. It's just they couldn't match the aggression coming into their tanks, and once the tanks start to drop, everything else falls out of place.
Well, without further ado, we're just going to get right into map number 2 here.
I'm interested to see what they bring out, though. I want to see what Support Lives brings out of the gate, because they kind of got punched in the jaw there by Gillettes. And, you know, they're going to be starting on the defense here. And, you know, if they don't set their feet and get their head swiveled on right, this could be a very quick 3 points coming to Gillettes. Now, Gillettes, on the other hand, you know, don't get the swollen head syndrome going on. You got to come out and keep doing what you did, because you did it so well. And, you know, it's not GG's easy claps by any means. We're in tier 5 right now. Dram Masters, these people all know what they're doing. So I think a little bit of change, a little bit of focus will serve them well.
We are going to get Support Lives Matter starting us off on the defense here. As we're heading into point A. Looks like they're bringing us a little Ryan Zarya. And they're going to stick with this May McCree.
Hmm.
Now we're getting Ryan Zarya with the Reaper May coming out from the attacking team as well here. We get into map number 2. Looks like Trezinka and company just going to path around through this far right side. They're just going to get really aggressive. Man, look at this aggression coming out of Gillettes. They're just putting it right to them. The Maywall coming up to deny the retreat. Here comes the counter Maywall. Trying to prevent the follow-up. They weren't able to quite capture the Reinhardt in that endeavor. Coach Prune coming up with a nice fire strike. Takes it down. And without that big chunk of shielding, I think Gillettes are just going to back right on out.
I mean, that would be the smart thing to do, losing Trezinka there early in the fight with a very well-executed fire strike. You know, I still question the Cowboy here, even though, you know, his ultimate charge is getting up there. There's better options, I believe, personally. But good gosh, there goes Trezinka down again. As I say his name, so it shall be done.
The first victim in both of our 2 engagements here so far on Eichenwald. And once again, just beating a quick retreat. Gillette's heading right back to spawn. 2 attacks shut down in a little over 70 seconds.
Yes, and, you know, for the side of Support Lives Matter, they have almost 3 ultimates online, almost 4. So, you know, the aggression, the defensive aggression being shown by Support Lives Matter right now is huge.
Dueling Coalescence coming out. As Gillette's making their way on the point, they just pass right up main that time. Oh, Trezinka gets frozen. Follow-up not quite there. Maywall coming up on the side of Gillettes and looking to fight things off. We're going to get Kamikaze coming through with the Deadeye. Finds one. The Graviton Surge on the other side. They're thrown in as well. Forgive me. And Courage Prune able to take advantage of that. Get a nice charge onto Trezinka. And that is going to be the defense holding strong once again. Sending Gillette's packing.
Yes, and the aggression coming from Kamikaze on this McCree, almost halfway to another Deadeye. They've still got 3 ultimates, almost 4 online. I think what Gillettes is doing here is trying to get their ultimates in line so they can stack properly. But the aggression being shown by Support Lives Matter, you know, they let the wave come in and then they bounce back.
Coming in with the Graviton Surge Blizzard combo. Gillette's looking to open this thing up. Maywalls from both sides. On the side of the defense, good job of denying any follow-up. Once again, Dueling Coalescence coming through as May goes down, but they trade out for the Reinhardt on the other side. And with that Reinhardt missing, Trezinka's going to go ahead and throw his Earth Shatter down. And it is just an all-out scramble here on this point. Soundbarrier thrown into the mix as well. As Gray goes in looking for those supports on the back line. Okay, just forcing the members of SLM all the way back out. We've already got 2 ticks coming through. Are we going to get a recontest coming out of the defense? No, does not look like. Point on the board here for Gillettes.
But on the other hand, for Support Lives Matter, they have already 2 ultimates, big ultimates online to prevent the aggression coming from Gillettes right now. They're being very stingy with their ults right now. They're not really throwing them out there as soon as they get them. They're waiting for the right minute to spring. Right now, the dueling maze, I've got to give the hand to Sarah here, as she is just winning this fight outright.
Graviton Surge from the top ropes. They are able to catch Gray Ink and Trezinka both go down. And the defense of SLM once again come through with a very decisive engagement, finding the picks and holding strong here on the defense.
Yeah, a bit of an attempted spawn camp here, too, from Support Lives Matter. Great play. I absolutely encourage this, as, you know, it stops all progress on this payload. They really haven't gotten it moving yet. And they only invested one ult there with the double kill and pushing them all the way back to spawn and having them reset. So great ult economy coming from Support Lives Matter right now.
First shot coming out from the defense. It got blocked, but Gray gets taken out before he's able to drop his Death Blossom. Deadeye coming in from Kamikaze finds one. And with a 4-5 kill advantage here. Man, the defense, they're just making short work of this. So far, Germany belongs to Support Lives Matter.
Absolutely, and they only invested two also. They invested the Coalescence and the Deadeye there, so they still have that all-important Blizzard, the zoning ult from Hell, from the Ice Queen. But on the other side, Gillettes has a 4-pack of ults almost ready and available online.
Graying still holding on to that Death Blossom, perhaps a blessing in disguise that he was not able to use it last time, as they do have a decent combo available to him here. We'll see if Trezinga can get this Earth Shatter off. Poising around the cart, looking for that opportunity. Okay, they're going to use Graviton Surge to start things off, and their Death Blossom comes in as well. Death Blossom didn't find much. Now they're going to follow up with the Shatter. 3 ults invested, but Gillettes will make use of it, and they will get this cart rolling through the into streets phase.
Yeah, and Lebo actually had his beat drop available online through that Coalescence, so I think that he decided that he's going to wait and drop it at a later date. But man, they're getting some good progress on the point here. But they don't have any ultimates other than a almost Blizzard ready for XQC, so the tide favors favors Support Lives Matter.
2 kills already coming through on the side of the offense. SLM trying to counter back with the Blizzard. They do pick up 2 kills on the back of that, but the DPS line of Gillette's just too much for him. We do have the Zarya coming out, just trying to stall, buy as much time as they can. But in the end, this is going to be 2 points on the board here for the attacking team. And good news for them is it looked like SLM used a lot of ults in that engagement.
Yeah, kind of a head scratcher there. I think that you would have used the beat drop earlier underneath the bridge, but no, they saved it for there, but it's ended up going for not. Kind of want that back in your pocket. So we do have a couple of ults almost ready for Support Lives Matter. Big one being Coalescence, even though the kid is getting whittled down very low, has to retreat back to his safety net.
They will coming up as they're trying to split the Reinhardt off. One in response from the defense. Here comes that Coalescence you're talking about, but Sound Barrier coming out on the side of Gillette's. Nevertheless, they fall back. They get all the health from the Sound Barrier and just retreat with it. Not able to find much value out of that support ultimate. They are going to go ahead and throw a Graviton Surge down. And it does catch a couple of members. Okay, Death Blossom thrown into the back line as well. That's going to take out the Moira. Cords Prune gone. There's no more front line, no more healing left here for the defense. And with just about 80 seconds on the clock, Gillette's in a strong position to get this 3rd point on the board.
Absolutely. I mean, they can absolutely run the Blizzard to kind of zone them out without even letting them touch the point. They kind of waited there. Dropped the hammer there, or big Earth Shatter coming out from Courage Prune, but here comes that aforementioned Blizzard and Army Arm bringing in the Coalescence to save it. They're not on the point, though. There we go.
Yeah, Sirach tried to throw a Desperation Blizzard there in the end, but it was not enough. And with 61 seconds on the clock, 3 points on the board here for Gillette's.
You know, I think that a tank or a tank line swap up may be called for the next time that Support Lives Matter comes out. When you're getting into this kind of bombarding scenario that they were being faced with there with the ult deficit that they had, bringing out Orisa Sigma may have been a good play. You had very little in the way of sustained CC, if you will. The McCree's flashbang, you know, it's on a cooldown very long. You know, you've got the wall that can deny space for so long, but they can break through it. So I think that if they're trying to out CC what Gillette's is doing right now, they're not winning that fight. And XQC is throwing up some brilliant walls of his own. I just think that you need to swap it up a little bit. You know, don't keep going back to the same well if it's run dry. And you know, I would run a Sombra here. I mean, Sombra could be good here, you know, to kind of take a little bit of the pressure off of what you're trying to aggress into. So, but we're going to see the mirror matchup here from both sides.
Yeah, both teams showing Reaper May. Yeah, I'm not sure how much I like this, but we'll see. Maybe SLM can pull them up by their bootstraps, equalize back, get 3 points of their own.
I'm hoping so. I don't want this to be a one-way affair.
So far, it seems to be momentum is the big key factor here. Whoever's got the momentum seems to be rocking it. Courage Prune already split off from his team, and he is going to fall. The focus fire coming through on the side of Gillettes, and I expect a quick reset here on the side of the offense. Looks like the Zarya is going to sit back and continue to try to poke a little bit.
Yeah, she's getting a good amount of ult charge there. She can hit a couple of left triggers there. So, you know, not behind too far of Cosmic on the other side. But, yeah, lose your Ryan, you lose the engagement.
Now we're getting a nice aggressive posture coming through. Maywall doesn't quite find what they're looking for. As SLM trying to come around tower here. Kamikaze is going to push through with a nice little flank. Finds the kill on Trezinka, and that is going to be the cue for SLM to push in here. Coalescence coming out on the side of both teams here. As SLM's just swinging over the objective, trying to create some space, but they still got to deal with Grey Ink on this Reaper. And Reaper's going to go in and find the Zarya, now trying to turn his attention onto the Reinhardt. Oh, but the heals coming through. Kamikaze able to protect his big German friend. And it looks like SLM in a prime position, but Trezinka looking to take that prime positioning away. Comes through the fat shatter. They do get the kill on the Kamikaze, but they're going to lose their mate in the process. Sound barrier coming out. A good ultimate forced out here if you're the defense, but they still have all the people on point, all the reinforcements here. And they've got one tick and counting. Great. Still going to try to come in and challenge this thing out. There's a Lucio there as well. So Gillette's not quite out of this thing yet. Kamikaze does find the kill under his counterpart, Reaper. Reinhardt trying to barrel out of the small room and just gets immediately greeted with some ice to the face. And the cleanup coming through. We will get a point A on the board here.
There's a point where you say, you know, do we continue to press? Do we continue to try and stall out this point? Because they just gave Support Lives Matter 3 ults in the middle of that fight. So the mid fight, I would have just disengaged and let them have it, because now you've got 4, almost 5 massive ults online, and the aggression, they're pushing forward and trying to hold them here under the bridge to get the checkpoint or the cart moving. Man, on the other side though, you've got 5 ready to go.
Yeah, Graviton Surge used to initiate. They're going to throw the Coalescence in and try to get follow-up, and 2 quick kills coming through for Cosmic there on the Zarya. Make that a big 3K coming through on this Zarya. And they just plant their feet here at the door. As soon as that door opened, Gillette said, nope, this is ours.
Maybe XQC wants that Blizzard back.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah, as now, I mean, it looks like a lot of check marks there on that top left-hand side of your screen.
Yeah. Yeah.
Including Blizzard, Graviton Surge, and Earthshatters. They're coming back in. The Earthshatter coming out first, but it hits nothing but shields and bubbles. Now the Graviton Surge thrown in the mix, and Kamikaze able to find some cleanup on the back of that. Blizzard thrown in as well. A big investment on the side of SLM here on the offense, but they do get the kills and get this cart rolling here.
Now they are in an ult deficit. 2 Gillettes right now, 3-2. But you know, using what they did, I think that was the right play. I think maybe you hold the Blizzard there from Sarah. I don't think it was really necessary. As you were already up 2, I think maybe the adrenaline got to them.
Earthshatter coming out, didn't seem to find much. Kamikaze's going to go and throw Death Blossom down. May able to ice block right out of that, and he gets taken out. Sacrifices himself for his trouble. Now one from the other side, and Granks looks a little bit better as he's going to find the kill onto the Lucio. Turns around with some follow-up shots on to Courage Prune. Reinhardt down, Zarya down, defense winning this fight.
Absolutely, and that was a great counter blossom coming from Grey Ink, young man. Nice job. The heals were there all the way through that, but you are coming up on a couple of big ultimates for the side of Support Lives Matter, and they can push. I think that you can either initiate with the sound barrier and kind of get the speed and the armor up right away. Big fire strike coming from Courage Prune onto XQC. That's a good start for this attack.
He's Maywall to try to deny the retreat. Reaper forced to Wraith form out as Coalescence comes out on the side of the offense. Oh, look like the Lucio from Gillette's trying to go in and get a boop, but he just finds nothing but the hammer of Courage Prune waiting for him. And in fact, it is going to be... Oh, Reaper coming through. Just as I was about to say, they get second point on the board. Reaper's going to kind of try and stall this thing out. The May and the Reinhardt joining, and this may turn into a decent recontest here. As Lebo goes down, the Moira player on the side of the defense finding that kill. And they're forcing it back. Now the Blizzard thrown into the mix here. As XQC looking to follow up, Grey Ink finds himself a kill onto his counterpart. And man, Last-second defense coming through here for Gillettes, and they're denying that second point, at least for the moment.
Absolutely great, teleporting up to the top there and then dropping down on the point when you thought they had it all said and done. Here we go, point 3. No. And actually allowed Trzinka and Kowalsmik to get their tank ultimates online. So that's going to be huge. But you got a 4-pack on the side of SLM.
Well, Graviton Surge coming out as the attacking team comes out the door, but the sound barrier is there. Coalescence now thrown into the mix as well. Graviton Surge coming out from SLM. Blizzard combined with it. And 2 kills fall there on the side of Gillettes. Just a Reaper left on point. And then you got the Mei battling the supports on the left-hand side. Oh, but she loses that duel. But on the cart, they do get the kill onto the Reaper here on the side of the attacking team. Earthshatter coming out as Trzinka runs out, throws Hammer down, finds one, and they do get that kill. Coalescence there on the other side, and now an Earthshatter in response coming through from Courage Prune, but does not find much. I think it hit the Mei wall on the other side, and the pin takes him out. And with just 25 seconds on the clock, I don't know if SLM can get back.
Lucio can speed you pretty fast. So, I mean, he might be able to get in there and touch.
Man, they have such a long way to go, though.
Go through the castle, maybe?
Yep, that's exactly what they're going to try to do here. 9 seconds, and they're going to have to sacrifice some positioning and run through a hail of damage just to get here. We'll see if they can come through with some last second heroics. Graviton Surge going to hold them off. Death Blossom there. Somehow, Lucio manages to escape all of that death, but oh, that's going to do it. That's going to do it. This is going to be a 2-0 lead as we head into halftime here for Gillettes.
Man, do you know what won that fight for Gillettes there?
Tell me.
What won them the fight was the patience to hold on to ultimates and also the willingness to go in and deny even a meter of progress. They just said, screw it. I'm going in. I'm going to get there. I'm going to hold them off, and my team's going to be there to back me up. So that's really the big difference between the two teams right now is how much are you willing to invest to either take a point or deny space. And right now, Gillettes is winning that battle. So, ladies and gentlemen, with Gillettes up 2-0 here at halftime, we will be back with you in just a few moments.
Welcome back, my friends, the Console Overwatch multi-tier tournament. We are here with a Tier 5 matchup between Support Lives Matter and Gillettes. And Gillettes up 2-0 here at the half on match point. Billy, you think SLM is going to be able to bounce back into this thing? Or are we looking at another dominant 4-0 sweep coming out of Gillettes?
I'm hoping, but right now I'm seeing an inability to, or an unwillingness for Support Lives Matter to swap off the Mei Reaper comp, because right now they're getting punched in the face too much. You've got to be able to swap it up, because right now Gillettes is running the superior Mei Reaper comp. So yeah. Also I think the tank line, the tank line is pretty even. We were looking at the tank lines saying who is going to win the battle of the big D energy, as we call it, being tank players, and who's got the big D energy tonight. Right now, it's pretty evenly split. I think that Kawasmo right now for the Gillettes has the edge in the Zarya department, the off-tank department right now. I think the Trzinka and Courage, they're swapping back and forth. They're trading back and forth. Yeah. So I think that that's pretty even there. But the DPS right now, the DPS from Gillettes right now is absolutely capturing every single split-second moment of opportunity to either deny or execute members of Support Lives Matter. So I think that's the case right now. That's the big difference between these teams, is that the DPS for Gillettes right now is absolutely crushing it in the kill confirm, final blows, all those things. They're up there. Their metrics are up high right now. And I just think that there's just that little bit lack of precision coming from the side of Support Lives Matter. So that's why I bring out, you need to swap something up. And McCree against what you're going into against there isn't going to get the job done. I think the spam damage is what may need to be changed for you guys to be able to counter what's going on to you. And yeah, you're going to charge Zarya, but if you do the aggression right and you play your cards right, she's not going to be charged so long, because either you've taken the shielding away that Courage is holding up there, or that Trzinka's holding up there. You take his shield away, he's just another player. So
yeah, definitely.
That's the thing.
Yeah,
that's what I think. I think that's what needs to happen. I think that they need to take a different approach to what Trzinka's doing right now.
And Gray Ink putting in so much work on that Reaper there for Gillettes. I mean, you think the spam damage would be a good counter for that? Maybe some Junkrat come in, perhaps trap him down.
Either that or bring a Sombra in so he can't wraith out and teleport as easily. I mean,
now would that take away your brawl potential? Do you?
Absolutely.
I mean, you lose so much damage.
You do lose the damage, but you also take away the mobility and the kit from the Reaper.
Yes, sir.
So I think that you take away the kit, you take away the abilities. He's just another player, just like Reinhardt. If you take away their ability to play the game, and I think that's what they need to put in their head, is how do I make these people not be able to play the game? That's where you get into it, because the walls are not concise enough coming out of Syrah. That it wasn't good enough. So that's what I see. That's what I'm seeing from my end.
No, that's perfectly valid here. As we're gonna head into Hanamura for our assault map here in week 3. One of my favorite assault maps personally, but you know, I think part of that is I love this art style. I love the Japanese style with all the pink cherry blossoms around. I think this is just a gorgeous map.
No, I mean, visually it's gorgeous, but it's absolutely hell on defense. First defense, you might as well just give up the point. Any kind of good aggression and healing and cohesive play, and you take it easily.
But second defense can be so strong. You got all that high ground to work with, and I think that high ground could be a deciding factor here, as we are looking to get a little bit of comp switches, but the Reaper Mei is not going to be nearly as effective, I don't think, here on Hanamura. Nevertheless, Gillettes starting us off on the defense here, as we did get a little bit of a side swap, so they are in the blue jerseys now, and it looks like they are showing us this Reaper Mei yet again.
Aye. Huh. That is just... I mean, I like the Reaper Mei here on defense. I mean,
yeah, plug that show.
It hasn't broken all night, so why would you swap off a comp that's you're obviously dominating at? I mean, I fully agree with Gillette's staying with the Reaper Mei comp. I mean, they haven't broken in yet.
Right. Well, we're getting the Sim Mei on the other side. I'm worried that they're not going to have enough damage here, but we'll see how they choose to utilize this. Perhaps if they can get strong enough positioning and command the objective, they might be able to find themselves advantages. They're going to teleport to this top left high ground onto the rooftop. And nice teleporter, I like that, but Maywall coming on the other side. And Encourage Prone caught in a very bad spot. No reinforcements, no help to be found. But a similar situation coming on the other side. Maywall coming up, trying to decide off Jazinka there. But his team able to break that wall, push through, find themselves some kills. And it looks like the defense are going to win this first engagement to start us off here on Hanamura.
Very interesting teleporter placement. I mean, the creativity of it was absolutely huge. However, you just fed so much into Gillette's ult economy there that you are going to have a hard time catching back up right now. So engagements, stall tactics, I mean, yeah, they have already swapped off Syrah, swapping off the Symmetric, going to the Reaper. So we're going to see the mirror comp once again. And now they are so far behind in the ult economy that I fear for what's going to happen here in the future.
Cosmic coming up with an early pick already, finding a way to weave that blast through the shielding. And the disadvantage, Gillette's forced to do a little bit of a reset here. Excuse me, SLM forced to do a little bit of a reset here. Don't let the side swaps get you. All right, one more time, butt off the clock. They're back at a full 6-man roster. Wall coming up to try to protect their entrances. They're going to path around through this far right side. Here comes the Earth Shatter out. Doesn't find anything. Course Prune ready for it. Shield's there. Now they're looking to go around through high ground. They do have that Coalescence online here for SLM. Blizzard coming up not too far behind that. So I'm looking for a little bit of a conservative push here. Maywall coming up a little early. SLM able to bait that out, and now it's their key to move in. Dueling Coalescence coming on across the point as the battle over the bell coming through, and Graying finds the kill once again. Graviton Surge in there, and Graying just poured so much damage into the heart of SLM, and they don't stand a snowball's chance here on that assault. Team kill here for Gillettes.
I finally got my Gong of Death for the night.
Gotta get wood.
So I am absolutely happy with that, but that being said, you know, you wasted, I mean, you didn't waste, you used one ult in the middle of that, and still the ult economy is growing there. So,
two.
I'm sorry.
Yeah,
two,
they use Grav and Coalescence. Yeah. But now we've got both tank ultimates online for the other side. Blizzard and the pocket of SLMs are looking to push in. Graviton Surge coming out early. big charge coming through. They do find the kill onto the defending Reinhardt, but they lose Lebo in the process. So they're not going to be able to speed onto the objective here, and he was 99% towards his sound barrier, which would have kept him alive through that big Death Blossom. Gray Ink, once again, the difference maker on this Reaper. A big 3K there on the defense. Now just 63 seconds on the clock here for SLM to make something happen here, lest they go down here on match point.
Once again, Sarah has changed heroes again, swapping over to the Cowboy. Already 40% of ultimate progress, but I don't think it's going to be enough. I think that he's using it just for the flashbang to keep Gray Ink at bay, and so far it has not worked a lick.
Brune able to bait out the wall. Zoe going to push in. Here comes that protective wall again as they're going to try to throw around. Blizzard coming in on the side of the defense. They may able to ice block up. And then Sound Barrier are coming out from them as well. Coalescence coming out from both sides, or Shatter coming through on the defense. Man, so many ultimates being thrown in here, and not a whole lot of kills. In fact, it's SLM coming up with the kills there, as Cosmic and XQC both go down. Trzinka follows behind, and in the dwindling seconds, it looks like Support Lives Matter will finally get this point on the board.
Absolutely. I mean, that's about as close as you can cut it. They may actually be into overtime when they actually capture this point, so the least amount of time possible to aggress onto point 2. As we have mentioned before, how hard it is to take this point once a team sets their feet. So 3 minutes on the clock. You used quite a few ultimates there, but you do have the Deadeye online, so maybe Sarah can get some good positioning and maybe dink a few heads.
Defense was sitting up on the high ground. SLM just came right up Main Street, and now the rotation coming through to match. As Gillette's dropping down to the objective, trying to deny this entrance. Trzinka going down really low, has to fall back, retreat into the safe grasp of his healers there. Oh, and then turns around and gets the nice charge onto the May, follows it up with a good hammer onto the counter Reinhardt, and a man advantage here for the defense. And of course, with that respawn, that's going to be a reset out of the attacking team.
I mean, already 45 seconds off the clock here for their first foray onto point B here at Hanamura. So you've got a couple of really big ults online for Support Lives Matter. They almost have actually a full 6-pack of ults. So stacking is important here. How do you aggress? How do you go into the 4 ultimates of Gillettes? That's the big clue. I mean, I think that if Kowo throws out the grab here to deny them the progress, you could actually get away with just one.
And they're going to try to run up these stairs, but they're running into both tank ultimates, and the Graviton Surge is going to come out early. Coalescence thrown into the mix as well. Sound Barrier was used on the side of the attacking team, and on the side of the defending team, and I think they may want that back. It looks like,
yeah, I mean,
oh man, so let's
used
everything.
Maybe it was muscle memory in response to a grab. I think that's the only thing I can think of. Is it was a muscle memory flick of the Y button there. But yeah, you probably do want it back. But you did get the grab from both sides there. You also almost have a Death Blossom online for Gray, so that is something that he can actually use to kind of counter the Shatter that comes through or Coalescence that comes through.
We'll see if they can shut down this Reaper, as he's been a big difference maker for Gillettes here so far. Once again, SLM passing through this far right side. Cosmic taking down his counterpart Zarya, and a man down already. And it looks like SLM is just going to back right up. They got 45 seconds. They need a reset here.
The good thing is that they can actually set up here on the right side of the high ground here, because you know that there's no way that Gillettes is going to come down here and start contesting them down here. It's just stupid, because they got to come to you. You're defending. I mean, there's nothing that they really need to worry about here. But you have the Blizzard Blossom combo almost ready to go for Gillettes. This could be really nasty really quick.
Looks like SLM just passed through the top catwalk. Sarah's going to go ahead and drop his Deadeye onto the point and find not much. Earthshatter was thrown into the mix as well, but we add the Blizzard there from the other side. But nevertheless, Courage Road coming up with 2 big picks, open things up. Greg's going to go ahead and invest his Death Blossom into the mix, just finds 1. And it looks like the members of SLM have finally got a little momentum as they're starting to get progress here on the point. 1 tick and counting. Greg going to go ahead and swap over to that Doomfist. Gillette's trying to come back in and see if they can contest this thing. Overtime Wick is a burning. Graviton Surge coming out on the side of the defense, but here comes the Blizzard from SLM. Charge through into the Blizzard. What a risky play, but it just pays off for Trzinka as they force him off point and manage to hold with only 2/3 of that progress picked up there for SLM.
I don't know if they got that second point either.
It was exactly 66%.
Yeah, oh my goodness. So, I mean, great swap over from Gray Ink onto the Doomfist, actually getting a kill into Graviton Surge. And then Trzinka with the YOLO charge through the blizzard. And taking out a couple people, and actually his knockback, actually knocking the members of SLM off the point, and they were already in overtime, so that wick just burned down real fast at that point. So 66%, they've got to get 66.1% here, coming into Hanamura on the offense for Gillettes. So once again, as we look at it, if that actually happens, win condition set. But if they actually come out with that, I would actually be very, very. That's a better choice.
Oh, okay. Well, we're not going to see everybody's favorite Swede here. Oh, well. Oh, Greg's just baiting us. Anyway, on the defense, we are going to get the ride Zarya with the Reaper May. We know for sure SLM is going to come out with this once again, try to stuff that choke, and we'll see if that attack was enough for them to try to bounce back and stave off the loss here. Of course,
we got debated again
on map point here.
Gray is absolutely messing with us right now, but we do see mirror comps coming out here again. Once again, I'm going to say it again. You've been beaten 2 maps in a row, so let's see if you've learned anything, or if you've found maybe a weakness or a tendency coming from Gillettes. But man, they've really got to figure out a way to defeat the aggression that is Gillettes.
Yeah, first Maywall not quite where they wanted, too far out. Fortunately for them, Gillettes did decide to back out and not pursue that. Let's see, what is going to be your trigger? What are you waiting on, Gillettes? Okay, they baited the wall out again. Good job of just tiptoeing in, not getting cut off. Coalescence coming out. Perhaps that was their ticket, as they are looking to push in here. Okay, their path at the far left side, still no kills come through. Oh, I spoke too soon. SLM coming up with a nice pick as the Coalescence from the Kid landing true onto Cosmic. Gray Ink answering right back, though, despite losing their main tank. He does pick up a late kill, and that could be an advantage here as they come back in for the retake.
And he got out with his life. That is the bigger point right there. There is no reset time for him. So he can actually, continue to harass the back line of Support Lives Matter. I think that's what, his teleporting, he's so dirty when he does it. That's my biggest thing, is he's so dirty when he does it that you don't even realize he's there until he's shooting, his shotguns in your back.
All right, we're seeing a similar strategy here from Gillettes as they use the wall to protect their pathing through this right-hand side. From the attacker's point of view, looks like they're going to go up to the high ground. Inside, we're getting Graviton Surge right on the stairs. Blizzard in response coming out from Gillettes. The May able to ice block up. Oh, and look at all the frozen members of Gillettes just standing there helpless in the hallway. The massive shatter there to finish things off. SLM, they are going to hold strong here, at least for now. A little over 2 minutes on the clock.
Yeah, and Resistant Duke actually went past Gray Ink in the ult economy right there through that massive shatter blizzard that just happened. I mean, you put yourself in a tiny corridor, press Y, and game over for that push right there.
Yeah, I think they're going to be thinking twice about going that way again. Maywall coming up this time, and Trzinka split. The Maywall true and able to divide the team off. Trzinka cannot survive, and that just shut down that push as quickly as it started.
Now, what you do have on the side of Gillettes for the attack right now, they've got Grab Blossom ready to go. In addition to a massive Sound Barrier, you've got a Sound Barrier, you've got another Coalescence, and a Blossom of their own to counter with. Oh, this could be good.
Beautiful Maywall split. Both the Lucio and Gillette's May off from the rest of the team. They're able to find the kill onto the Lucio, but here comes the Graviton Surge. Sound Barrier there. Lebo with the perfectly timed ultimate there to keep his team alive, and now Coalescence thrown into the mix as well. Coalescence is going to find the kill onto Trzinka, and that is going to shut down this assault yet again. 60 seconds on the clock. One last chance for Gillettes here on Hanamura.
And not much to pair with it. I mean, you've got the Blossom, you've got a Sound Barrier. You might get Coalescence in this fight. I think you do get Coalescence, but you still got a Blossom and a Grab available to Support Lives Matter. I think they've hitched up their boots here, Volk. I think this is going to be a slug fight.
Gray Ink does have that Death Blossom, like you're saying, and that could be a big one. Sound Barrier used with the Blossom. Good combo, and he's going to find 2 kills with that. Turns his attention onto Courage Prone and takes him out before finally going down. But your work done there, Gray Ink. members of Gillettes just storming over this objective, and they should get this point on the board directly and not a moment too soon.
Absolutely. I mean, once again, I think they may they'll actually have a few more seconds to aggress to point B here once they finally do capture it. But at what cost? I mean, it basically cost them everything in their ult bank, and they've still got, on the side of Support Lives Matter, they've still got Shatter Blizzard ready. So, you know, bang a gong, get it on. 3 minutes to go. They're just going to aggress right on the point.
And the Maywall divides off the Reinhardt once again. It looks like Sorrel starting to find his rhythm with those walls. And now it is just all-out brawl on the objective. Gillette's kind of forced over back into the corner. And Sorrel able to oblige them with the Blizzard. And that's going to find two. Cosmic goes down. Do they see the Lucio? They do. Lucio drops. Trzynka drops as well. And despite losing their main tank, SLM holding strong here. No snowball today for you, Gillettes.
Oof, but it could have very easily gone. If that pin actually would have gone through from Trzynka, the skill orb taking him out at the last possible second, the Lucio, the Blubble would have been taken out there, and it would have been a different story. The healing would not have been there, and it could have been a very quick snowball.
Yeah, good play coming out of Bubble on the Lucio. As we see, Gillette's going to path up through this far right-hand side, just going upstairs. They do have that Blizzard in their pocket. Two support ults not too far behind. All right, Maywall just kind of denying the entry here. Second wall, not much value out of either of those. We're back in a little bit of a neutral. Here comes the Earth Shatter. Earth Shatter is blocked. Not much value out of either Earth Shatter. And Cosmic falls in the stairwell. Trzynka getting over-aggressive and just finds himself surrounded by the members of SLM, instantly deleted, and the rest of his team running for their lives.
Man, I mean, the sketchy Maywalls from both Mays there, I thought it actually did a lot better than I expected. I think here's where you may think about, you know, using an ultimate and then maybe swap into something else.
Yeah, that may have been a good pun. All right, as the wall's coming up, it looks like Gillette's going to the far right side. Gravishot Surge invested along with the Coalescence. But you had the Blizzard there as well, man. Everything in the kitchen sink coming out on this side of Gillette's, and it does manage to yield them 3 kills here in this objective. Just the 2 supports left standing here for SLM as they're trying to hold this thing off as long as possible. The May was there as well. Gets the Blizzard out as a dying wish. But can the members of SLM come out of spawn quick enough to take advantage? Oh, as Resistant Duke just hurls himself directly into a Death Blossom. Gravishot Surge coming out on the side of the defense, but the sound barrier there for Gillette. Trzynka gets the charge and punishes that Zarya for their trouble. Now we're just getting stall composition coming out on the side of SLM. I don't think it's going to be enough. That's Hanamura, the match, and a 3-0 lead here for Gillette's in tonight's matchup. Woo.
Patience, patience, patience. That is what won Gillette's that battle right there, even though big plays coming out from Courage Prune here on the Reinhardt. I just think that the patience being shown by Trzynka and the tank line of Gillette, once again, we've spoken their name quite a few times. Gray Ink getting into the back line of Support Lives Matter right now is also the other key to them winning 3-0 here, getting the match win. We're going to go to the map 4 here in just a moment. Don't go away.
Welcome back, my friends, as we head into map 4 of our console Overwatch multi-tier tournament matchup here. This is a tier 5 matchup between Sport Lives Matter and Gillette's. Gillette's with a 3-0 lead in the match victory here as we round out our 4-map set. Of course, map pool, map points, always important here in this tournament. So we will play this out, see if SLM can get that goose egg off the board. Looks like they're bringing in some subs. Billy, who do we got coming in?
SLM has Kamikaze coming in for Resistant Duke in the DPS role. So, yeah, we're going to see a bit of a change here on the DPS line. Maybe that's the key to unlocking what Gillette's has been doing all match, which has been punch you in the face, drop a Reaper behind you, and just play as a cohesive unit, waiting out ultimates, stockpiling their own ultimates, and just being the better aggressor so far here in the map.
This has been a bloody one. This one has just been absolutely ferocious today. And Gillette's with just unmatched aggression here so far, and it's been overwhelming, it seems, there for Sport Lives Matter. Of course, we are heading to Rialto for our Escort map here in Week 3. And just a quick reminder, we do, of course, have the hero pool here in CGL's multi-tier tournament. And this week we are not seeing any Wrecking Ball, Hanzo, or Mercy. So, none of the res available. None of that stall potential coming through on the Wrecking Ball either.
You know, and he's so good here on the first point.
Yeah.
I mean, the boop ability, you know, and you know, on the converse, I mean, in the same vein, taking the pocket from Farah also makes her not as viable here. So you don't get the only boop ability that you've got is Lucio, and if you run a Brigitte, yeah, that too, maybe Hog or Orisa. But I mean, what we've seen tonight, neither team is willing to really get off of the Ryan Zarya train. So, you know, as we look at the teams as they come out with their offense and defense, yeah, I mean, XQC. Oh, wait, okay, maybe we're getting debated here, but
yeah, I can't imagine they're gonna bring a Far out with no Mercy. That just, that doesn't make sense in my book. And that's, I mean, she's such a strong hero here on this map as well. I think that is a big loss.
Yes, absolutely.
We are going to see Kamikaze on the McCree here, as we do get Support Lives Matter going back on the defense, back in the blue jerseys. XQC going over to the Ash. So a little bit more of a long-range map, and we are seeing some adjustments here. We'll see how that pans out. First kill coming through there for Arm on the Moira. Not something you see every day. Moira coming through with your first pick. Wall coming up to try to protect the retreat, as we're going to get a little bit of reset back to Courtyard here for SLM.
Oh my goodness, Trzezinka just sent a fire strike through that May wall and just about took the head off of Sarah. Oh my god.
But Sarah answered right back with a killer icicle, found the dome on the other side. Oh, excuse me, Grey was the one fighting the dome there with the killer icicle. Let's not get our maze confused here, as we will get a bit of a recontest here on the back of point A. Trzezinka already with that Earthshatter online and ready to go, and it's going to come out directly. And that's going to find at least 2 members, 3 members there on the side of SLM, and he goes deep with that big charge all the way across the bridge. Kind of in a limited no man's land, trying to defend himself against the Zarya. Meanwhile, back on the objective, DPS are brawling it out. Trzezinka does eventually go down, but they lose Kamikaze in the process. Here comes the Blizzard from Grey Ink just to seal the deal here on the back of point A, and they'll get this point picked up.
I tell you what, though, the kid on the Moira actually kept courage up so long through the shatter and the aggression being shown by Gillettes there. So yeah, I mean, huge stuff coming out from the Moira player on Support Lives Matter.
Now, good news for SLM is Gillettes did throw everything out of their ult bank, and that, though they are coming up on a Graviton Surge here as we're approaching the toughest corner in Overwatch. On the side of the defense, DPS ultimates will be online here directly. Courage Prune with that Earth Shatters. They go shield to shield. Maywall coming up to try to divide Courage Prune from the rest of his team, and that Blizzard thrown in here from the side of the defense here. Oh, Trzezinka cannot survive it. He goes down. XQC goes down as well. Nice headshot comes from Kamikaze as he's flanked around from the inside. Follows it up with a nice kill. And it is going to be SLM chasing the members of Gillettes right on out.
Who is left standing right now? Nope, there goes the last one. There's the team kill that I was looking for. Okay, so quick little recap here. You know, we've got 5 ultimates on the side of Support Lives Matter. On the defense, Sorrel just using the Blizzard there. But you've got Bob, and you've got a Graviton Surge available, and now a Coalescence available. Good pathing coming up from the side of Gillettes.
An early Maywall. It's just a little bit too early. Not able to keep the team separate. Oh, the Kamikaze comes through with a big 3K Deadeye. Despite the fact that they were grabbed, he drops that ultimate response. Level cleaning up as well, throwing that sound barrier in to keep his team alive through that engagement.
That's a double gonger right there on one map for me. So thank you very much, Support Lives Matter. This swap over to the McCree, you know, I was talking about, you know, maybe McCree wasn't good enough to do what you need to do, but there's so much altitude and change of eye level that you can't keep your eye on everything, especially with a good flanking character like McCree. Dropped the 3K there.
Speaking of, he's going to drop into the back line. Finds the nice headshot on XQC, following the flashbang, trying to follow, look for more onto the Moira. She tries to throw damage on him, and he was low. But meanwhile, on the front line, yeah, Trzezinka storming over the tanks on the side of SLM. And despite the best efforts of Kamikaze, I believe this attacking team is going to get this ball rolling. You do have Cosmic up there doing a little dance while the rest of his team cleans up.
Yep, and XQC is now swapped over to his own McCree, so now they are doing the complete mirror match again. So they're saying, okay, anything you can do, I can do better. Anything you can do, I can do better than you.
No ultimates here on the side of the defense. Blizzard online for the offense. They're looking to push this thing into its second resting place. Here comes that Blizzard directly. Coalescence thrown into the mix as well. Oh, Kamikaze Lebo not able to fall back. The rest of the team was trying to retreat around the corner. Apparently their heels did not get the memo, and that's 2 points on the board and plenty of time in the time bank here for Gillettes.
Man, 330 in the time bank here. XQC looking for a couple of heads here, trying to maybe get a few extra percentage points because Kamikaze does have his Deadeye online as well as another Blizzard from Syrah. So this could be a little bit of a difficult push here from Gillettes.
Kid with that nano boost online who has swapped over for an honor here for this matchup. Yeah, Trezeguet with a big charge and then falls in with an Earth Shatter. Nice bubble coming through though from the Zorion side of the defense, and now the nano boost onto the Reinhardt as he goes in swinging. Looks like just a little bit of chitin coming through on the side of Gillettes is able to fall back, and then they're out of range of that Blizzard. Blizzard finds nothing. Wasted ultimate. They're on the side of the defense. And I think this is going to be the counter punch back. Here comes the Graviton Surge. The wall to deny the escape. The Coalescence thrown into the mix. We did get a counter shatter coming back from the other side, though. And Trezeguet goes down. XQC able to counter back, though. Great Ink coming up with 2. Make that 3 kills. And now Blizzard online for the attacking team as they're pushing this thing home here in the church. Doesn't even have to use it.
Oh, my goodness. That was a massive miss of a Blizzard from Syrah. I thought he had everybody collapsed into it, but they actually kited out. As soon as they heard the Chinese line come out, they were out like cockroaches turning on a light in a room. Man.
I think the nanoed Reinhardt is what actually chased him out. They saw Perun coming at him all glowing and swinging, and they just slowly backed up and gave themselves a little room to work. And the Blizzard had no chance of catching anybody in that. My goodness.
Yeah, I mean, it was fantastic. It was a fantastic awareness of the situation to maybe get out, live to fight another day.
The push and pull that is Overwatch, and Gillettes seem to be very zen masters of it right now.
Absolutely. Now, looking at what we have on the defense from the Gillettes here, as they started, so they end, except for XQC being on the McCree. So we're going to go the McCree May route again here. CC abilities abound. I like it. They have not swapped off this tank composition all match, though. And once again, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. So looking at a little bit of a double shield scenario here coming from the attacking team. Also, Bastion has made an appearance.
And one of the swaps I wanted to ask your opinion on is Ana. The kid going on to Ana there for their defense, we didn't really get time to touch on it. What do you make of this change? You think it's going to be the difference maker here as they're trying to push through around this first corner?
I mean, what I saw was the nano. I mean, the nano was obviously great when it finally came out, but the antis weren't coming through very well.
Bastion, a big difference maker here to open things up, finding a big 3K. XQC does finally take him off the objective. But just a dying wish there, I'm afraid, as this thing is in 6th gear, and so far SLN with a good start.
I'm surprised they're not trying to move up and make a little space, though. Maybe Courage going up and making some space to take the pressure off of his Bastion there. I mean, the Bastion's not back yet, but yeah, okay. So we see the first change on the tank line tonight. Cosmic going over to the Sigma. This could be huge.
Earth Shatter came out with sound barrier, or excuse me. But the defense there in response, Level able to keep his team alive for the moment, but not for long, as Gillettes just swarm over the courtyard and make short work of that defense here.
Big brain switch from Cosmic onto the Sigma double shield CC potential. So now you've got 3 sources of CC really, and if you consider the little Lucio left click, you know, with the boop. That can be considered, I call that a half of CC there because it's not really that good.
Coalescence coming out as SLM pathing around through alley. This time they're going to go ahead and throw their Ant Matrix down as they do have that Baptiste there on their side of a support swap. Nevertheless, not able to take advantage. The Baptiste drops. Nanobo's coming onto the Reinhardt as they're looking to try to find some space here. But Gillette's just doing such a great job of kiting them back. And they do have man advantage for the defense here. Earthshatter coming out, finds Gray Ink on the May, and that's a good start, but XQC's going to counter back. Drops a Deadeye from the back line all the way around by Mega. Meanwhile, Courage Prune able to take out Trazinka on the front line, and the rest of Gillettes are just going to have to back out here.
Yep, they did get the swap off the Bastion, though. So Sarah going over to the McCree now, so now May McCree, mirror comps there. However, Kowalczyk already has that Gravitic Flux online, and in addition to the Shatter, nothing online as of yet for Support Lives Matter, even though you are coming up close on that very crucial Blizzard from Kamikaze.
Val doing a good job of matching almost up to a Gravitic Flux of his own as they're looking to push around this corner. We'll see how they use this Blizzard coming in. Blizzard's just going to come out early, but the Ice Block is there. Reinhardt able to charge out. Nobody frozen. Courage Prune able to find the kill inside that small room. Coalescence picks up one, but Gillette answering right back, and it's a 4v4 here on the objective. Gravitic Flux coming through on the side of the defense. And the attacking team in a world of hurt. Courage Prune not able to back up. He's just got to stand there and try to shield. Sarah does not get the benefit of that shielding. He drops. Courage Prune eventually goes down as well, and this defense will hold, but still plenty of time on the clock.
Absolutely, and you know, they have the Nano Boost available. They almost have a Sound Barrier available. They also have the Gravitic Flux available. I think they may be waiting for Sarah to get his Deadeye to do a little bit more damage into that Gravitic Flux. However, you do have the Sound Barrier available for Bewubble, the lesser spoken of Lucio here in tonight's match. Big wall coming out from Sorrel, separating out Trazinka.
Yeah, he's forced to fall back inside the museum here, or inside the Opera House. Gravitic Flux coming out inside of the offense as well, but so far no kills coming through. XQC whittled down super low, and Kamikaze does get that final pick, the Nano Boost onto the Reinhardt, as he is just charging forward with reckless abandon here, and is going to force the members of Gillettes all the way back into this second archway here. We are going to get a recontest. Coalescence used to try to initiate that engagement, but Earthshatter coming out from the other side, finds two. Sarah picks him up with the Deadeye. And it does look like SLM will eventually get 2 points on the board. Oh, a late Earthshatter invested from Gillettes. What do you think of that, Billy?
Head scratchies?
Yeah, I think that was a little bold. That was a little bold.
It was bold. I think he was just trying to stop the progress, honestly. I mean, you know, looking at the time banks, they've got, you know, pretty reasonable times compared to each other when they were coming aggressing onto this point. However, I don't think that they should be defending all this way back. Either they're waiting for a regroup or a reset or something, because, I mean, they've got the goods to deal with what's coming up next.
Here comes Blizzard. That's going to find two immediately, but sound barriers there. Lebo right on point with those sound barriers here today, and no casualties so far on the side of SLM. Gravitic Flux coming through as well from the defending team. And yet somehow they're still able to survive, at least for the moment. So much damage coming on to Prune, but he is juiced up. Another Nano Boost. Kid getting these things on like they're on cooldown. And he's going and swinging, but good kiting once again. Excellent positioning from Gillette showing through. Gray Ink, though, caught a little bit out of position. SLM able to capitalize. Wall comes down. Can Sarah find a kill with this Deadeye? He does. He gets Cosmic with it. And man, a good assault and some wonderful signs of life coming through on the side of SLM. Sarah following it up with a nice headshot there on the end to stagger out this defense. Can they push it home? Blizzard coming out as well. XQC is going to try to throw a Deadeye down, see if he can shut down this attack. Defense able to ice block up. Trazinka take it out before he can get back into the battle. Gravitic Flux coming through on the side of the offense, and that's going to smash him down. And SLM pushing this thing home with a very respectable time bank of their own.
Man, Biva coming through with a massive Gravitic Flux. You know what? And the key to that whole entire engagement there was the fact that they have the kid off of the Moira and onto this Ana, which we haven't seen the entire night. Where has the Ana been? I mean, you could have been sleeping gray ink on the Reaper. I mean, you could have been anti-nading throughout all these sound barriers and coalescences. I mean, you could have been throwing your anti-nade into the gravitic fluxes that have been coming like candy corn as well. So, I mean, the change up, while nice, it's late, and you stuck with the Moira for so long. Man, I wonder if they're maybe questioning themselves now. Why didn't we bring out the Ana earlier?
Attackers incoming in 30 seconds.
And so as we see the defense lining up here, looks like they're going to bring out the standard for this map, the May McCree DPS line with the standard, as we've seen all night, Ryan, Zarya, and then on the support side, Moira and Lucio, kind of look in the skies to see what we got. But also, so that's on the offense. For the defense, let's see. No, actually, they are on the offense. So they are bringing out the Bastion again on the offense, as there was really no answer to it. But now this time you have the double shielding going on between Trezinka and Kowalski. Actually, Kowalski does have the Zarya again. I am so sorry for that. I'm a little bit scatterbrained here. But Grant coming up with a big pick onto the Bastion, so that's going to go ahead and stall them out right now. Minute 30 left on the clock. There is a massive fight breaking out onto this point. This is absolutely huge.
Yeah, the Maywall there elevated the Bastion off point and just kind of put him up on a platter, and they're able to pick him off. Now Kamikaze is going back over to that May. Of his own. Oh, and the shatter nearly blocked by his own May. Yeah, Bubble coming up with a nice double boop while they're just lying there helpless. He's like, you look like you need a bath. Into the drink you go. And it's going to be a great hold. 60 seconds on the clock here for SLM as they're looking to push an extra innings.
Man, absolutely set up by that fantastic shatter cover for Trezinka. But you've got ultimates coming up the other side. Lebo is almost to his amplification matrix. The nice, beautiful damage window that we like to call it. They're about to push some damage through this and just take it to the Gillettes.
Yeah, window comes up with a boop there from Bubble. Coalescence thrown in from Army Arm as well. And just able to keep the team alive through that. But Courage Brew, not to be outdone, gets Nano, throws an Earth Shatter down, smashing faces, and looking to pull SLM right back into this thing despite going down a man early. And it looks like they will get this cart pushed on into Courtyard. We'll see if they can pick up that 4th point. Lebo going over to the Lucio. What do you make of the swap?
I think that it's good. I think it provides the speed that you need to engage. We're coming into overtime here, so he's going to be able to speed his people forward. And be able to get people back quickly. Also, the amps, the health amps, the speed amps.
All right, Graviton Surge coming out from the defense. Whoa, an XQC with the big 3K. Make that a 4K after all is said and done into the Graviton Surge. And that's going to shut this down right here.
Holy cow, that was a massive Graviton Surge coming from Kowalski. Being a star all night on this Zarya, and then the absolutely perfect time to drop that Deadeye. Man, I thought they had it. I thought they had it in the bag pretty much to get it at least to the point A here at on Rialto. But man, yeah, I think the late swap there. I think swapping off now. We were talking about Lebo swapping over to the Lucio. I think if you would have stayed with the Baptiste, you had the immortality field. That wouldn't have happened.
Yeah.
Oh, you've got to take that back.
I'd have to agree.
That's heartbreaking. Okay, moving on.
All right, SLM still has a shot at this. They aren't quite done yet. Don't get your forks ready, but don't stick them just yet, because they're not done. They still have an opportunity to come back here, put up a staunch hold. This is the map with the most full holds of any of the 22 maps in Overwatch. You see more full holds on Rialto, so they've got a chance here. Looks like they're bringing us the Orisa Sigma on the defense. What do you make of this composition?
They're looking for boops. They're looking for stuns, and they're looking for boops. And Kamikaze on the Swede.
Yeah, bring the Torb.
It's not a meme. So same look coming from Gillettes here, I mean, other than just the one swap over the McCree from the Reaper, but
XQC staying on the McCree here for Rialto. Got a little bit extra range. Oh, and he eats some spam damage early from the Treehouse team bunkered up top. That is SLM, but now they're going to have to drop down and contest. So Raw finds that kill onto the May. Kamikaze. The Torb looking to be a good pick, picking off the Zarya as well. And the defense here, so far, holding strong.
Yeah, there was an anti-nade thrown into that too by the kids. So once again, here's the Junkrat that I was calling for earlier, and you already get big dividends out of it. So, I mean, stubbornness to change is not a very good thing. A big wall.
Yeah, gonna allow them to push underneath here, the LOS of the defending team. Maeve getting way deep, does get the freeze onto that Sigma, but Immortality Field there. Lebo keeping his team alive, at least momentarily. So Raw finding the kill onto his counterpart. One-man advantage here for the defense. Kamikaze comes with a nice kill as well, finding the dome of gray ink. And the Gillettes just beating a quick retreat here as they need a reset. Just 62 seconds on the clock.
They still haven't dealt with the Torb turret either. That is a huge amount of damage they're facing right now, and nobody has done anything to take care of it. Gray switching over to the Far to take care of said turret, also to maybe take the eye level up. As I've said before tonight, you got to bring the eye level up.
Despite the fact that there is no mercy, no pocket available here for this Forest. Raw coming up with another good kick, manages to take down the Junkrat on the opposing side once again, and now has a tire in his pocket ready to go. 30 seconds on the clock, potential final fight territory here in Courtyard. Can SLM hold on and put a point on the board? They do eventually deal with the turret. Or Shadow comes through, but just finds the Orisa, not quite able to fort in time, but they're going to respond back as they throw that Ant Matrix down, and Sorrel's tire able to find one. 15 seconds. And it's going to be SLM coming up with some late picks here as the time is dwindling down. It's just Cosmic and Bubble left on this objective, and the defense looking super strong. SLM wants that point. They don't like goose eggs. They don't like zeros on the board. We are getting the stall coming through from Bubble, but is there anybody else there? Overtime Wick is burning, and this is going to be a 3-1 finale. Gillette's taking the match, but SLM, the good victory here on map 4.
I love the tenacity. I love the give a you-know-what from this team from Support Lives Matter. I mean, you guys are down 0-3, and you come out here and you play your best game, and you just throw caution to the wind, and look what it gets you. It gets you a map point here in the match. You do go down 3-1, but man, I love this. 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 I can't say it enough. Great from everybody. So, you know, if we recap the night and what we've seen, you know, we really got to say, you know, change up your comps because you guys got owned by the May Reaper all night. When you swapped it up to McCree May, you got a lot more progress. And there on the defense, when you swap it up to the Junkrat and the Torbjorn, you guys win the map. So, you know, just get out of the stubbornness of it and play something different. You don't have to play the meta or whatever the assumed meta is. You can play what you want. Play what's going to win. Take down the shields. You guys took down his shields, and you guys own the map. So great stuff coming out from Support Lives Matter. Great stuff from both teams here. I was thoroughly entertained all night. I mean, I've just been on the edge of my seat all night.
It was a fun match, no doubt there. Fun match. But in the end, it is going to be Gillette's coming through. Support Lives Matter showing up there in map 4, but a little bit too little, too late, as Gillette's will move on to 3-0 here in this tournament's SLM, falling to 1-2 after today's Tier 5 matchup.
Mm-hmm.
Man, it was a fun one, Billy.
MVP?
MVP? Oh, man, I think hands down that's got to go to Gillette's. The DPS line there was just doing so much work. The only question for me is which of the two gets it.
Oh, you had to say that?
Can we do a joint? I think just DPS line.
DPS line for Gillette.
DPS line for Gillette's. Your MVPs here tonight. Yes, sir.
Yep.
Yes, sir.
Yep. I agree with that. I fully support that decision, not to make fun of the team. Support Lives Matter, but yeah, I fully support them being the MVPs of the match. Co-MVPs, I got to give it to the support line of Support Line Matters. They took a beating all night, never gave in, never gave up. Lots of healing come out. I'd love to see what their healing numbers were through these matches, but
Gray Ink and XQC were just too much for them. We're just absolutely too much for them.
I would give the slight edge to Gray Ink just
Well,
because
Gray
he
Ink
got
lights
the
up the
bigger.
kill feed because he was on the Reaper, right? But without that May, none of that setup would have been
Yep.
possible. So that's why I had a tough time deciding myself.
Same. I just think of the kill feed. When I resort to anything else, I resort to the kill feed.
Reaper gets the glory, right? Right? Well, that's going to do it for us here tonight, folks. Thank you so much for hanging out with us. We really appreciate it. Wonderful and continuous support coming through from the community. We had Onryon coming through with a big host earlier in the stream. We had Gino coming through with a tier 1 sub for his 8th month in a row. My longest 10-year sub. Thank you so much for the support, my friend. It's huge. And big thank you to all you out there just for hanging out with us tonight, watching some killer Overwatch. Billy, pleasure casting with you as always.
As always, I mean, I just had a fun time tonight, so
Yeah.
this was good.
Tomorrow night, we got a special Friday night Overwatch as we are going to debut a special event for you on the CGL1 channel. So keep an eye out over there. We're going to have a double header with Skate and Corbeck casting round 1 or match number 1. And then Billy and I will be casting the second series there in that matchup. We're going to have a little desk action going on. It's going to be exciting. Don't you miss it.
I'm excited. I'm so excited.
Well, until then, let's flatline this curve. You'll wash your hands and look out for each other in game and out. We'll see you next time.
Bye, guys.